Hey everybody, I'm AmyFerrellArt, and I'm going to do, I'm getting started a little early. I'm painting live in an event, a fundraiser on Facebook, and it is for a fellow crafter that lost her home in a tornado. So I'm in there's a 3-day event hosted by the Craft and Coop with Lolly on Facebook. And so this is my portion. And at the end of my hour, so on Facebook I will start at 8, but I'm going to start a little early here. And at the end of my live event on Facebook, I will do, I will auction off the painting that I'm doing tonight. So I am going to do this cute, whimsical line and wash of a cute little duck holding an umbrella. Since it's kind of that season where we're going to start getting storms, well, and of course, unfortunately, Miss Donna has lost her home to a tornado, and so this is hopefully going to bring a little bit of a smile to her face and everybody else's face, because it's always cute to have a little whimsical painting. So like I said, this is going to be a line and a wash, and so I'm going to start with this Identipen. It's got it's a permanent marker. It's got a dual tip, fine tip, and a thicker tip. But so I am going to just kind of start loosely sketching. I've already traced it out, the image out on my watercolor paper, and I am using Fabriano 5. This is a 140 pound 10 by 14. This actually is a 50%. It's not 100% cotton. It is a 50% cotton blend, but I really love this paper. It performs really well, and I know a lot of people only will do 100% cotton, which I usually do, but I do like this one. I've always had really good luck, and it, to me, it performs just like a 100% cotton. It's got a really nice texture to it, so I really like this one. But so if you're familiar with line and wash, it is not really multimedia per se, but it is a, so you kind of trace out some of the lines with a marker, or I guess you could use a watercolor pencil or whatever, pen if you wanted, and then you just kind of use some washes of watercolor over it. And you know, the lines are visible. That's the whole point of using a marker or a pen or whatever. So it's a really fun look, especially for like the whimsical style. So that's what I decided to do tonight. Just kind of getting my umbrella. So I got the umbrella pretty much traced out here, or outlined, I should say. So now we'll do his eyes. The eyes are always one of my most favorite parts of an animal to paint. I usually try to get in there and get the eyes done first, because to me that kind of dictates a lot of, you know, the mood of the rest of the painting. So So just, and I just kind of do some loose sketcherly lines. I mean, you can do very defined lines if you want, or you can just do sketcherly. And after, I usually will outline first, and then I'll go in and do the color. And then sometimes I go back and touch up some more outlines if I see that it needs a, you know, a darker area here or there, or add another line here or there. So this is just a really fun, loose style. So I hope everybody's having a good evening. I always, on the events on Facebook, they're usually hour-long segments, and I can never seem to finish on time. I always run over, so I thought, well, I'll just get a little bit of a head start. And then when I go live on Facebook at 8, we can just, you know, everybody that joins can just join an already in progress painting. A lot of times when I do something like this, I decide I kind of like it as it is. I don't know if I want to do, but I do. I will do the paint, because that's just going to make it that much cuter. But it always looks kind of cute, just outlined. It's simple. I've been really liking the monochromatic paintings lately. I love being able to create, you know, the shadows and the highlights and everything with just the single color. And earlier I finished I've been on a nostalgic childhood game series, and I've done like the Jacks game and the marbles and chess pieces and the Ferris wheel, and I'm working on a yo-yo, and then I just finished a jukebox today, so I'm going to do some checkers and bowling ball, knocking some pins down, and pool ball. I know those are not necessarily childhood, but it's still kind of in that same game theme, so it's always a fun collection. I love to paint anything old and rusty, and I had a art booth this past Saturday here locally, or in the town I'm from, and so that was a nice, weather was nice, a little bit on the windy side, but it was nice. It wasn't scorching hot like it normally is. And on these line and washes, another thing I really like about them is that you really, you don't have to be, you know, super specific. And to me, it looks better when the wash is not exactly in the lines. I kind of like it when it's you know, a little out of the lines and maybe doesn't even completely cover the lines. I like that look of it. It just looks looser and adds to the fun look of it. So hello everybody on Facebook. Hi Ollie. I started just a little bit early over on YouTube, so I always tend to run over, so I wanted to make sure I got this finished so that we could do the auction after. But this is just for all those just joining on Facebook. Hello, welcome. This is a benefit and fundraiser for our friend Donna, that she and her family lost their home in a tornado, and it is that time of the year, and you know, we always hate, you know, when anybody loses their home to any sort of a natural disaster, but you know, when it's one of our friends, you know, that we know, and it always hits a little closer to home. I don't personally know Donna. Hey Ronnie, thank you for sprinkling. You know, I don't personally know Donna, but she is a friend to a lot of the crafters, and you know, prayers are definitely out for her and her family. You know, I just can't imagine, you know, losing your home and everything. You know, I was, I used to live in another town in Texas that the river there was supposed to only have like 100-year floods. But I went through 2 of those 100-year floods, probably within 5 years of each other. And people lost their homes. You know, the river was, you know, completely covered. Their house was just completely covered with the water, and, you know, over the rooftops, and it's just so devastating. And then, you know, to see the people have to gut their homes and, you know, rebuild everything, it's just, you know, it is really just devastating. But I'm so glad that Ollie and friends have joined together and, you know, tried to do what we can. A lot of times if we're not right there, we can't do a lot. But, you know, we pull together and do what we can. So, so this is, I'm going to do a line and wash, just a cute little whimsical little duck holding an umbrella. And I am going to, so I sketched it out, and I just used this Identa pen and kind of went over all my lines. So now I'm just going to fill it in with some fun watercolor. And I'll start off. Hi, Allison. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Magnolia on Madison Creations. Hi, everybody. Thank y'all for joining. I'm going to start on his overalls. Just going to give him a cute, cute little plaid pattern here. Plaid is always so fun. So I'm just using, I used mostly all Daniel Smith watercolor. And this is, I used ultramarine blue and buff titanium to get this really nice, kind of a country blue color right here. And you know, like I said, this is just a line and wash. You don't have to be real specific. You know, you don't have to stay right in the lines. Sometimes it's kind of fun when you don't stay right in the lines. It's just a fun, whimsical, colorful painting. Now I'm just going to kind of go up and down a little. Let's get some darker contrasting stripes going. So I wasn't able to watch many people today, but I know this is a 3-day event, so I will try to catch what I can. So, and I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll go back and do some, maybe a little bit of browns or something. But so I'm going to start working. Let's go to his little shoes here. I'm just going to use like a burnt umber color. I hope everybody's been doing well. Hi, DK Designs. Thanks for sprinkling. I'm hoping that we can, you know, all help Miss Donna out and, you know, give her a little bit of, you know, support. I know when you lose it all, it's so hard to, you know, regain it. But even if it's just regain, you know, to regain everything, but even if it's just a little something for, you know, to grab something to eat, or just a little something to know, you know, especially letting her know that, you know, we're thinking about her and, you know, want to support in any way we can. Hi there. Thank y'all for joining. Yeah, who doesn't love a cute little cute duck holding a umbrella? So I'm just kind of adding some brighter colors for some highlights. I just kind of did some burnt umber. Now I'm adding a little bit of quinacridone gold. And I'm going to leave those alone now. And I'm going to go, we'll go ahead and work on the umbrella. So I'm just going to use some, couple of bright orangey yellows, and then we'll do a little shading. So this is just, oh, thank you. Magnolia on Madison Creations. I'm sorry, what is your name? I know you've probably told me. But I apologize. When you don't see somebody every day. You know, you just kind of forget, but if you'll remind me. Can y'all hear me okay? Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thanks for sprinkling me out. I appreciate that. So just kind of doing some, you know, just a little darker color to get some shading, and then thanks, C3 Cottage Crafts. Okay, you can hear me good. Okay, Allison, you can hear me good. Just making sure. So yeah, just kind of, I'm doing this on dry paper, but you know, I go in and add water, and you can kind of scrub a little out, and you know, get a little highlight. And watercolor is pretty forgiving, especially this kind of a design, this style. It's just, you know, it's fun, whimsical. You don't necessarily have to stay in the lines. You know, it just kind of adds to the fun of it. So a lot of times, you know, so I know typically people that watercolor, you start with lighter colors first, and then you go to your darks. But a lot of times, you know, I'm not a traditional watercolorist, so I don't always do that. Sometimes I will put, I like to, you know, get something lined. Especially if it's like an eye or something, like an animal, I'll start with the eyes first, and then build around that. But like, for instance, in this, you know, I want a little darker shade here. So I can pick some of my darker and just kind of put it right on the edge of a dry paper, go in, rinse out my brush, get a lot of water, and then just kind of add some water to the bottom and soften it. And that way it gradually gets lighter. So kind of works both ways, you know, either way you want to do it. Oh, Karen, your name is Karen. Okay, thank you. Hopefully I'll remember that next time. And then, you know, I just want to, since this is wet now, when I add some, touch this color in, it's going to do its watercolor magic and just kind of bleed into the rest of the paper. You know, I don't want it to bleed all the way through, but it's just going to kind of create that nice little shade because that paper's wet. So it's just, you know, it does its watercolor magic. And you can also just drop in some clean water and let it do more of that fun watercolor stuff that the water does. Is anybody else out there, can you drink coffee before bed? Does it keep you up? It does not keep me up. I think I am immune to it. Actually, it seems like sometimes it relaxes me and helps me sleep better. So let me get some brown. Let's get this So I'm not gonna do a full coverage because I'm gonna go back in with some water. And just kind of create that shadow and highlight. And then you can just kind of touch a little bit back in there and let's get a little more on this area, a little darker brown. Oh, thank you, Allison. Tea drinker. Oh, okay, hot. Yeah, I've never gotten into the hot tea. My husband likes hot tea. Every now and then I'll like it, but DK's Designs, yeah, coffee any time of the day. I love coffee. So my favorite is, it is H-E-B brand. I think it's Cafe au Lait brand from H-E-B. It is the Texas Pecan. It is so good, and it smells so good when it's brewing. All day, every day coffee, yeah. Yeah, my mother is that way too, and she says also that it helps her, it helps relax her, and it does. It kind of, I don't know, it relaxes me, so it definitely does not keep me up. So just kind of reinforcing some of these colors. And I've got to get this part of the is umbrella. So now I guess since we're using this yellow, we'll go ahead and get his coat's going to be yellow, his little raincoat. So we'll go ahead and work on that. Oh, hi. So I have a good a cousin that was like a sister to me growing up, that lives in Alabama. She lives in Mobile. She would come summers and spend the summers with us, and her parents divorced when she was in 3rd grade, so she would come spend the summers with her dad, and so she and I were inseparable. But I get over there to see her some, but we don't go as often as we should. But you know, life happens when you're working and stuff. It's, you know, I mean, we're already in March, so time is just absolutely flies by. I you know, it's scary how fast time goes. So you think, oh yeah, I'm gonna go visit, and I'm gonna, you know, you always say you're gonna do this, but then before you know it, there's no time. So try not to put off everything, because, you know, we're going to run out of time, and then we're going to wish we would have done those things and not waited. There's never a perfect time to do everything, so you just have to just go and do it. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Iced tea will keep you awake, but coffee doesn't. I think there's something about that. Maybe it's because it's warm. Maybe it's the warmth of it. You know, because I know my mother used to make us, she would make us heat up milk on the stove and put sugar and vanilla in it. And we would drink that before bed. I guess she would do it mostly when it was cold out, but I can remember drinking warm milk like that. So I guess maybe it's the warmth of the, and especially if you use creamer, I guess that would be kind of similar to maybe some warm milk. So I'm just really just kind of loosely adding some lighter and darker colors just till it kind of gets that look I want it to. You know, you can just play around with it till it looks the way you want it to look, you know. But you just kind of mess around with it until, and this will be auctioned off, so y'all for sure stay tuned and get your bids in on a cute little whimsical duck with a, oh, warm milk helps with cramps. Oh, like menstrual cramps or like leg cramps. I woke up the other night with the worst leg cramp, and then you know how you're supposed to stretch your leg to get it to go away? Well, I would stretch my foot, and then I would get a cramp on the other side. So I was like, I didn't know what to do. But so I just had to stand up and try to, you know, tried every position possible to get that leg cramp to go away. So that was after my booth Saturday. So I'm sure that I did not drink enough water. And plus it was super windy, so I probably just got a little dehydrated, but so he's looking cute already. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Yes, pickle juice is good for leg cramps. Yes, it sure is. I had pickles too. I could have gone in there and, but we drink something, it's called Element. It's LMNT. And it is an electrolyte drink, because normally my husband and I try to do low carb, not just for, you know, weight loss, which it's excellent for, but it helps so much with inflammation and, you know, with the arthritis pain and all, because, you know, more and more they're finding that sugar, like the inflammation is what causes so many problems. Yeah, Magnolia, yes, I actually have to take a potassium supplement because I normally just run low on potassium for whatever reason. My mother did too, so I guess I got that from her. But yeah, so we drink this electrolyte drink called Element, and it's just LMNT, and it's really, really, really good. You have to get used to it because it is salty. But it's you know, you've got that sweet and salty thing. You know, if you like the sweet and salty, I love that. I love the sweet and salty. You know, like you'll eat something for dessert, and then it's like, okay, now I need something salty to get over the sugar. But so this has both of them, and I just really love it. So, but that's what. Yeah, I'm not sponsored by Element, for sure, but we just really like it. So, but anyway, so that's what I did. I got up and drank one, and it helped. So I got a little, put my hand, something wet, and that's the beauty of the watercolors. You can just get it off there real quick. And so this is going pretty quickly, so I should definitely be able to get this finished and auction off. This would be so cute in a, gosh, this could go cute anywhere, a bathroom or a kitchen, a child's room. This could go anywhere. Be super cute. Yeah, let's get a little bit of shading. I love doing the whimsical ones. They're so cute that at the art booth that I had, it was at a local antique store. She moved locations, so this was her grand opening, and so I got to talk to lots of people that came and visited, and one of the gentlemen, it was actually her father, the owner of the business, her father, and come to find out, he owns his farm, which is not too far away from where I live. He has baby goats and long-eared rabbits and old rusty vehicles and all kinds of stuff. And I said, oh my gosh, I need to come visit you and take some pictures for some paintings. And so he told me, I got his name, and he said anytime I want to come out there, just to give him a call, and I can come out there and take as many pictures as I want. And so I should have some fun pictures. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm using watercolors. This is a line and wash. So I sketched my image out, and then I took this Identa pen, which is a permanent marker. You can also use this on fabric, but it's got a thin side and a thicker side. I just used the thin side and just went over my whole sketch. because I want the lines to be visible. And then once I get the paint on and it dries, I can go back and touch up some lines that if you can't see them. And then you just kind of put washes over, you know, certain areas, and as you know, then it's a line and wash. So it's a very fun way to do, you know, some whimsical paintings. I think the whimsical houses that you see a lot, like the crooked houses and all, are super cute with this style. Hey Cheryl on YouTube, how are you? Thank you for joining. You're a fellow Texan. What part of Texas are you from? I know we've talked before. I guess we follow each other on Facebook maybe. Your name sounds really familiar, but so like I said, this is just a you know, you sketch it out, you add your you know, your marker lines. You can use the watercolor pencils, you can use pens. I've seen people do it with pens before. But you just go in, and you don't have to be precise with your watercolor. You can go in and just be loose with it. You don't have to fill everything in. Just have fun with it. Just kind of let things blend, and you know, just it doesn't have to be super perfect, because this is a whimsical painting, and this is, you know, line and wash. You want some of the lines to be seen. So you just kind of have fun. And oh, I keep touching that wet paint with my hand. I don't know if right-handed people have that problem as much as left-handers do, but I always have had that problem. I'll wear most of it on the end of my hand, pencil, you know, lead or whatever it is. But so let's get a little shading on his, and you can be, you know, you can do it as much as you want. You can just stick to this one color. You know, you don't have to do a bunch of shading. It's just totally up to you. Everything is accepted. Everything, it's going to look good. So, and then you can lift a little color out if you want to lighten up an area. Just get a clean wet brush and just kind of scrub a little. And let's get this button. I'm going to get a little bit smaller of a brush. Let's get some of these buttons. I'll let that dry a little bit, and then I'll go back in and get the rest of the these are Creative Mark, and they're the Mimic line, M-I-M-I-K. I ordered them from Jerry's Artorama. And I also like Silver Black Velvet. Now these, the Mimic, and the silver black velvet you can get on Amazon as well. Oh, hi Brandy, thank you. Thanks so much for joining. So these are my favorite. I've tried many, but this Mimic brand by Creative Mark, they're not that expensive. This has actually been my most favorite line so far. So they have all different kinds. They have flat brushes and larger rounds, but I'm very, very, very hard on brushes. But these, when I am through painting for the day and go and rinse my brush, I do try to, you know, shape them back and let them dry that way. And that does help. So, but I'm extremely hard on my brushes. But I really do like these. And like I said, I've tried a bunch. And these just seem to hold up a lot better. There's also another one that I really like, and it is this Princeton Select. You can also get these on Amazon. This is a really good one too. This one's a really good one too. If you can see that. There we go. But, so yeah, and then my favorite paint is Daniel Smith. I do use some other, but Daniel Smith is my normal. If I can't find a color, I mean, they have pretty much every color, but every now and then there'll be a different color that they don't offer. Like I really liked this, it was called Davy's Gray, and it's more on the green side, and they did not have that, but I think there is an equivalent, and I ordered it. I haven't gotten it in yet, and I'm going to try it out. So, hi, Shirley. I started with acrylic, went to oil, and went back to acrylic, and now I mostly paint in watercolor. I do go back and do an occasional acrylic. I haven't painted in oil in quite a while. I like it fine, but the cleanup is definitely, you know, a lot. There's a lot more involved. I really like the watercolor, mostly because I think because the cleanup is so much easier, and I just love the way the watercolor looks. You can be super detailed. You know, you use less water and you're going to get more detail, or you can be very loose. So you can do, it's so versatile. I mean, I guess you can get all kinds of looks. Like I just did a jukebox painting that I finished today, and it was pretty detailed. But you know, it still kind of has that watercolor look. So you can do, it's the best of both worlds, I guess. Oh, thank you. Hi, Just Jackie Crafting. Thank you. Thanks for the crystal for first time watching. Thank you. So you just kind of, I like to add a little bit of shading, you know, it just keeps it from looking so flat. Of course, you know, you It's totally not necessary, but I sometimes have to make myself just leave it alone. I like to fidget with it too much. So yeah, I'm trying to build my YouTube channel also. I have different tutorials on there. I've got a bunch of acrylic things that, because that's what I started with, and I've got some watercolor. But yeah, if y'all want to go check out my YouTube channel, oh, thank you. I actually, I am not, doesn't bother me to tell my age at all. So I will be 58 in August this year. And I did not start painting until I was 54. I started at 54. So I've only been painting a few years. I wish I would have started sooner, but you know, it is what it is, and obviously that was not when I was supposed to start. I was supposed to start it in a later age. I believe this is what I'm supposed to do with, you know, this is going to keep me busy in my retirement age whenever I finally retire. So yeah, I love painting, and yeah, definitely, you know, it's something that the more you practice, you know, the better you'll be. And anybody, I think, can learn to paint. You just have to, you know, practice every day, and I do. I get. Oh, thank you, Allison. You're also from Alabama. Awesome. Thank you, Angie. You're 66. You're learning to paint. Yes, that's awesome. It is never too late to start. You know, and I really believe that, you know, everything happens when it's supposed to. So I think that, you know, for whatever reason, I wasn't supposed to paint until this time in my life, and now I definitely am making up for all those years of not painting. But so now I'm just kind of getting a little variety in his hair and his face. And we can also use like a pen after it all dries. You can do some fine lines with this is just a white gel pen. It is a Uniball Signo Broad. It's just a pen, but it's just white, and you can use that after it's dry, and you can use it for whiskers. You can use it for you know, hair, just different things. But in a line and wash, it definitely is fun to use things like that. You know, traditional watercolorists, they try not to use a lot of you know, like a lot of them don't use white. A lot of them, you know, you're supposed to use the white of the paper, which is, you know, great. I try to preserve the white of the paper. If I know that I have a big area, you can use something called masking fluid, and it is just this, well, this says drawing gum, but this is masking fluid, and it is just, it is a latex product that when you put it on the area that you want to preserve the white, you let it dry, and then you can just paint over it, and then after your paint is dry, you can just rub it off, and then you can paint those white areas. You can leave them white, but it will preserve that area so that you can paint without having to like paint around it and stuff. And that's really good. I use it, you know, when I can, but honestly, I don't use it that often. I don't know. I don't mind using white, and I'm not real sure what the reason is, other than because your paper is white, and I guess they decide, you know, people that made the watercolor rules, I guess, decided that, you know, we need to try to preserve your white, because I guess that shows, oh, well, I guess in a way they're saying, you know, you're skilled enough, maybe, that you can, you know the techniques enough that you're able to preserve this area and use your techniques in order to keep that area preserved and white. I guess it's just showing that it's supposed to show that you're skilled, and you know, I guess. I honestly don't know, because I don't think of myself as a traditional watercolorist. I just kind of, just kind of do what I like. I like a limited palette also, and that's not really the same as you know, being a traditional watercolorist. Limited palette is just, you are using just a few colors, and you are kind of like mixing your own out of just a few colors, which I like, because that definitely creates harmony in your painting. That you know that your colors are going to go together. You know that you know, you don't have to worry about, you know, what color are you going to use? Is this going to go with this? Is this going to, because if you're mixing your own colors, then it's always going to go with it. So, and it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off as far as being overwhelmed. Like, oh my gosh, I've got so many colors. What colors do I use? Oh, you know, the choices are endless. But if you've got just a few colors, and if you're wanting a different color, then it forces you to mix your own colors, which is good, because it teaches you color theory, and you learn to mix your own, and you learn what goes with what. So I do like a limited palette, just because, and it forces you to be more creative, and you know, it teaches you about color, and you know, like I said, it definitely, you know, you don't have to worry about color harmony because you're using just a few colors. Everything's gonna work together. So oh, thank you. Yes, you learn the rules so you know how to break them. If you don't even know what the rules are, then how do you know, yeah, how to break them? Or which rules to break? And again, it's a lot of, you just have to, you know, and the more you paint, the more you realize what you like and don't like also. I definitely have found, you know, there's some things that I'm okay with. I'm okay with not, I'm okay with using white. I'm okay with, you know, not being a traditional watercolorist. It doesn't bother me at all. So, okay, let me get the eyes done real quick. So I want to do, I can't believe I didn't do the eyes first. I always do the eyes first. So I don't know, Ollie, if you're still here, would you want to do the auction for me? I'm not real sure. I mean, I know it's, you say go and people will just kind of start. Oh, okay, okay. Auction starts in 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you. And yeah, so just, if you'll just remind me when I need to start. Okay. Just getting these eyes painted real quick. Hope my head wasn't. Oh gosh, look how cute that is. I just can't, little baby animals are just the cutest. So I guess I need to pick a starting bid. What, I don't know, what would y'all, what do y'all think it should start at? I'm not real sure. So if anybody has suggestions about what you think the bid should start at. Of course, we got to get these eyelashes in there. Well, I am almost done. I'm only going to do, I'm not going to do like a whole background. I might do some splashes of color and then I'll put something to ground him so he doesn't look like he's just floating in the air. But so I'm almost done. So I think I'll be okay. maybe just a few minutes, I guess. But I'm almost there. Gonna get a little brown in his eye, or hers, or his, or of course, like I said, I am a fidgeter. I don't know how to leave a painting alone. So it's good to have a time limit, because that way I can't just go on and on. So let's get a little bit of his little nostrils in. And yeah, I think so. And I'm just going to do a little bit. Just going to kind of do a very loose, that way he doesn't look like he's floating in the air. And I'm going to do, I like splashes, so we're just going to do a little bit. Of some fun watery color. We'll do some blue down here. And I'll add a little bit of yellow. It's a little off balance. Of course, I don't want it to go green, so we're going to be careful there, but green might not be bad. That might be kind of cute down here towards the bottom. Maybe we'll do a little bit of that green. And I'll do a little bit of, let's see. So I guess I'm almost done. Oh, thank you, Allison. Thanks, Shirley. Thank you, Mona. So if you want to start the bidding, I'll just continue while they're bidding. If you want to do that. So this is all proceeds are going to Donna and her family. And I think that's it. As soon as this gets really nice and dry, I'm going to go back in and do a little more, redefine some of the lines. But other than that, I don't know. What do you think? What was your suggestion to start at? I don't know. I'm not sure. What do you suggest? Thank you, Cindy. Oh, thank you, Cindy. 30 for Cindy. And this is a 10 by 14, so it's a nice size. Be super cute with like a little white frame maybe, or yeah. And if anybody would like a frame, I can certainly include that. So 30 is the start. Okay, we're starting. So everybody get your bids in there. Help out our dear Miss Donna and her family. Get to take this super cute painting. Would look cute in a bathroom. It would look super cute in your kitchen, in a child's room. This could really go anywhere. It'd be great for a gift. Bianca is 35. Thank you. We're at 35. And this is going to be, we'll include a frame, so it will come to you framed. Hey, Cindy, 40. Thank you. Miss Donna will certainly appreciate that. This would be really cute in a nursery. Y'all know of anybody having any babies anytime soon? Be a super cute shower gift. The high bid is 40. Oh, Mona Lee, or there was a 40 right before you, so there might be a bit of a delay. So Cindy is 40. So yeah, this would be a super cute shower gift. You know of anybody that's just had a baby or is expecting, or would make a very fun baby shower gift. $42, Mona Lee, it's 42. That's the high bid right now. It's awesome. Thank you so much. Donna will appreciate every bit of it, I'm sure. We have less than a minute left. Thank y'all, everybody, for bidding and helping support Donna and her family. And you get a cool little adorable duck holding an umbrella, wearing some boots. That's just fun all the way around. Hopefully it will bring a smile to everybody's face. So, okay, we're stopping. So Mona Lee at 42. Oh, Cindy, I don't know. Cindy might have gotten, did Cindy get it in late or was it already stopped? I don't know. Cindy's 45 came in after the stop. So I don't know what, Mona Lee. Okay, yes. So Mona Lee was at 42, I believe. Yes, 42. Oh, Mona Lee is saying Cindy can have it. Cindy was after the stop, so. She was in before the stop. So, so then Mona Lee says that Cindy can have it, so I will send it out to whoever. Yeah, as soon as, I guess y'all are paying that QR code on there, and then just send me the address, and I will get this shipped out to you. And I will send it UPS. So it usually just takes 3 or 4 days. Well, I saw Mona Lee. Cindy was after it said stop, but it's, I don't know, it's whatever. Cindy, oh, so Mona Lee says Cindy, so. So whoever y'all send me the name to who to send it to is who I'll send it to. So, and of course I can always paint another one if anybody's interested and wants another one. But he's just so cute. I just love the whimsical. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for joining, and congratulations to the winner. And I hope that Donna gets lots of help. So we will see y'all next time. Everybody have a good evening.